Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for being here, for showing up, stopping by, and just coming on through. Appreciate you, being here. Let's go ahead and listen to some Nirvana. So we're going to listen to the first track off of their third and final studio album, In Utero, which was released in 1993. That is going to be the song Serve the Servants. So, all right, Nirvana, I even know their hits. I know like their major songs. I know their singles. Their first album, what's it called, With the Baby? I don't know why it's escaping me now. Whatever that album is called. A lot of the songs on that album I've heard because they are like the hits. So I'm just, never mind. That's what it's called. So I'm just gonna listen to the first track here. That's why we're here. So Serve the Servants. The name doesn't sound familiar, and it being the opening track, I think is a decent way to go ahead and listen to it. So let's go ahead and pull up the song. We'll talk about it after. Here we go, guys. It's a fun drum pattern. I like that very discordant chord that strikes out. Interesting line. That's a good one. Oh, I could drum that. Right there, like the strikes. Scratching those strings. Cough. I was waiting for the crash. I was waiting for the moment like that's the best way to describe it, but I was waiting for that. No, they just kind of scratched themselves out into oblivion. Okay, I think that that's a really nice opening track. I don't think it hits the same highs as the other songs I've heard from them, but I do think it's a swell opening. I really like that guitar sound though. I really like that very discordant, crunchy, in distress kind of sound that they keep coming back to. From the beginning, they introduced it, and then at the end of each chorus, they would kind of bring it back. And even though it doesn't sound like what I'm about to say, it reminded me of the perhaps feeling that you would hear from like a church bell, perhaps when someone important or famous dies, and it rings out. And it has that feeling of loss, of death, of distress. And I feel like every time that guitar, that particular chord came in, it had that same sense of dread and just like things coming apart and being lost. Like I thought that was really, really nice in there. I am so bad. I love... Oh, not Grohl, because I know that he's the drummer. Oh my God, Kurt Cobain. I forgot his name for a second. I apologize. Kurt, I really like his voice as well because he has that Seattle grit in his voice, that grunge, of course. But at the same time, there's a solemnness, a sadness, a grief behind that. And I think that that's what hits a lot of emotions. There is anger, there is rage, there is, a passion, but there's also a sadness. There's also something like within, like he's trying to collect himself and just spit it out, say what he's trying to say, perhaps through tears or gritting and biting teeth. Let's look at the lyrics though on this one. Teenage angst has paid off well. Now I'm bored and old. Self-appointed judges judge more than they have sold. If she floats, then she is not a witch like we've thought. A down payment on another, one of Salem's lot. Really cool lyrics there. I love the lines about the witch. If she floats, she's not a witch, but by that time, you've already killed her. So that's, that's not really that great. And then interesting, a down payment on another one at Salem's lot. Which is kind of interesting because with the Salem witch trials, some of what was happening was people who were just being accused randomly of being witches and practicing black magic or whatever. And a lot of times what would happen is a neighbor would falsely accuse someone. That person would be executed or tried, whatever happens. And then they would take their property. So it's interesting that he puts down a down payment on another one at Salem's lot. I think that that's just a really, really neat line. Serve the servants, oh no, serve the servants. That legendary divorce is such a bore. Serve the servants. And at the beginning, he does mention self-appointed judge, like they've appointed themselves. They've, in a sense, paid themselves and put themselves in their own position. And they're not serving the servants, who would be the people. That's kind of interesting. But the servants would be the judge, and the servants would be the judges who should be serving the people. But they're not. They're serving themselves. That's kind of interesting. As my bones grew, they did hurt. They hurt really bad. I tried hard to have a father, but instead I had a dad. I just want you to know that I don't hate you anymore. There is nothing I could say that I haven't thought before. Interesting when it says, but instead I had a dad, but he tried to have a father. But a dad would be something a little closer, right? Like that's a more intimate relationship. Like anyone can have a father, but to have a dad is different. So that's kind of interesting. Let me look at the Wikipedia page for this. And let me read a little bit about this one. It says, the song has frequently been cited for its autobiographical lyrics, which address the band's fame following the release of their album Nevermind, the divorce of Cobain's parents, and perceived media attacks against Cobain's wife, Courtney Love. Interesting. Serve the Servants was the only in utero song that had never been recorded as a demo by the full band prior to being recorded for the album. The bassist Chris Novoselic said that it was brought to the studio pretty much done by Cobain. Let's see. It says it was the first song, this is according to Novoselic, it was the first song the band recorded during these sessions with Albini. So we play that song, he explained, and we finish the song, and Dave and Kurt and I look at each other and we're like, yeah, that felt pretty good. How was that, Steve? He says, sounds good. And we're like, all right, let's do another song, like in one take. That was it. One take and you're in. What I was trying to find was about the lyrics, though, which I just need to scroll down a little bit. So it says, the song's autobiographical lyrics address both Cobain's struggles with fame and his family life. Oh, okay. The opening lyrics, Teenage Angst has paid off really well, now I'm bored and old, was a commentary on Cobain's public image and his life as a celebrity after the unexpected success of Nevermind. Okay, like his teenage angst had literally paid well and, got him fame, but now he says he's struggling, he's old, he's bored, like he doesn't feel the same. That's kind of interesting. The lyric, if she floats, then she is not a witch like we had thought, was an attack on the media for its perceived misrepresentation of Courtney Love, comparing her treatment to a witch hunt and the practice of subjecting women accused of witchcraft to public ordeal by water. That is really cool. See, that's what I meant. Like the lyrics, there's depth in there. I didn't know what they were at first. I had to look into it, but I do like the depth that's found in there. That's cool. That's a good opening track. Let me know what you guys thought. Comments down below. You can follow me over on Twitter, support the channel on Patreon. Thank you so much for being here. Have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you all later, guys. Bye.